Hey, it's Anthony. I'm back again with my next speech.
Hello.
Here's my audience. Alright. This is my persuasive speech, and I'm trying to persuade you why capitalism is better than socialism. Alright. First, I'm going to define the terms capitalism and socialism from Britannica.com. Capitalism means that the means of production are privately owned. Production and income are determined by market operations, which means that business owners are not forced to have a product at a certain price, but they are incentivized by the market to make the lowest price possible, to beat their competitors out so everybody buys their product or have the best product on the market. Socialism is when public ownership of production is headed by a central planning committee, government, whatever. Everything produced is a social product. It belongs to the people. That's the idea. Social control of resources. Socialism is the more ancient philosophy of governing people, which is why it works well in small groups of people. But on large scale countries like the United States, capitalism is more feasible. Capitalism fuels innovation. Private groups that compete spur innovation much more frequently than, say, like a government heads everything. If there's incentive to outdo your competition and get ahead, then technology will grow faster. If you think about the Industrial Revolution, a lot of private businesses and private corporations were spearheading that, not just the governments. So that helped a lot to spur technology and innovation into the modern era. Although capitalism innovates quick, it tends to exploit. Capitalists tend to strive for the highest profit possible and pay their employees the least amount possible, especially in like fast food businesses. But some places, they pay their workers really well, so they get the best workers to work at their job. But if you have like a government job, then the workers aren't really incentivized to do much. There's not a lot of incentive to move up. You kind of just get mundane people that just sit there and do nothing, like in government today, at like the DMV or something like that. If you think about this, free market, free choices, and choices in the free market are greatly influenced by profit loss. Another thing to think about is socialism and its inefficiencies. This is from Lumen Learning. The lack of motivation among individuals, less competition, little to no incentive to innovate or improve. Big systems like socialized central governments are very bureaucratic, which means they have a lot of different people in different positions that you have to report to. You have the lowly workers at the bottom, you got the managers, you got the next managers after that until you get like the CEO, or like the president, or then anything like that. So everything goes very slowly because you have a chain of command like that. And they lack hard budget constraints, so they kind of spend too much. That's why big governments spend a lot of money. If you think about like the United States in like the 60s, they spent a lot of money on like welfare and stuff like that. Maybe a little too much money. They just put money here and there. They don't really look that hard at it and try to cut costs. But as I said before, the United States government is a combination of both capitalism and socialism. We have a free market economy where you can open a business and make as much money as you possibly can. But there also are laws against like unlawful workers' amount of hours or how hard you can work somebody. You have to think about that. So it's a good balance of that in the United States, at least. Around the world, not really so much. The system hasn't always remained the same. Throughout years, policies have shifted As of now, we're spending a lot of money on, you know, the ecosystem, the economy because of COVID. We get the big bill, big checks for right now. You know, it doesn't incentivize people to go out and get a job and work. And here's some stats from Thomas Sowell from the Hoover Institution. 56% of Americans will be in the top 10% at one point in their lives. Because people start at the bottom in their 20s, they don't have a lot of money, but they start working through and getting more money, accumulating more money, getting better jobs, more experience. Then the more experience you get, the better jobs you can get, the more money you can make. The majority of people in the top 1% stay there for only a year. That just shows how quickly people rise in this country, and they can rise very quickly and then fall out very quickly. Only 13% stay in the top spot for 2 years. So if you think about the people that are millionaires, not like Jeff Bezos who has billions of dollars, but a lot of those millionaires, they fluctuate very frequently. So, you know, a free market, you can do what you want. You can open a business. You can find your passion. You can make a lot of money. You can employ other people. There's a lot of opportunity, and there's a lot of freedom in that. All right. Thanks. That's my speech. Here's my audience again.
Very good.